Hello again. I hope you're excited for the first chapter of Aspen's Tale. Well, let's begin with chapter 1, Entering the Unknown Race. Confused and dazed, Aspen rolled around in the dirt of the desolate road. She picked herself up and rose to her full height of 5 inches. However, little Aspen was not afraid of her new circumstances. No, 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 far from it. The creative and kind girl thought of this like an adventure. So she had to be brave, taking her first step into the unknown. The little lady froze and noticed how dirty her dress was and how positively dreadful she looked. This wouldn't do at all, Aspen thought to herself. Her mother had always said to look her best before going out to play. So she got to work dusting her dress off, fixing her bow, and slipping on her slippers. Now she was ready to begin her adventure into the forest. Her small feet pittered and pattered as she explored the dark and dreary forest around her. Yet she was still amazed by the beautiful displays of the nature surrounding her. However, little Aspen had noticed a sound. Maybe it was a new friend coming to greet her, the innocent child thought, as she turned around and faced the new arrival. To her surprise, it was a mundane rabbit who sniffed at Aspen curiously, questioning who or what she was. The rabbit's whiskers tickled little Aspen as the girl let out a series of laughs and giggles. Aspen gently pet and patted the mundane rabbit's soft and fluffy coat, and the two had become quick friends. Then suddenly there was a quick but quiet snap, like someone stepped on a small twig. This spooked the mundane rabbit as she turned and hopped away. A race between friends ensued, as Aspen chased after her, trying to desperately catch up to the mundane rabbit. Alas, the mundane rabbit was too fast, and evaded her sight just barely as they went deeper into the shadowy forest. Before long, Aspen had grown tired and couldn't move her little legs in order to follow her new friend. So she decided to take a break. Resting beside a tree, the fresh spring air felt cool and refreshing as Aspen wiped her brow, getting up once again to chase the mundane rabbit. Aspen tidied herself up, walking around searching for the mundane rabbit, her feet crunching on the grass. Before long, Aspen had become distracted by a pretty flower. That's when the girl had an idea. I know. I'll bring this flower to the mundane rabbit as a present, Aspen thought to herself, as she gently picked up the flower, continuing to walk. Aspen soon discovered a clump of hair. It was soft and fluffy like the mundane rabbit's coat. Figuring she was nearby, the naive girl called out for her friend, unaware of what loomed over her in the moment as the body swayed back and forth. Aspen was worried. The mundane rabbit was nowhere to be found, so she decided it was time to rest. Aspen sat there next to a berry bush, where she plucked a few berries to eat. How juicy and lovely the berries were as she ate them more and more, and the messier she became. Oh dear, oh my, Aspen had become quite a mess. She needs to water her face off and wipe it off. That's when she noticed a small puddle, perfectly convenient for her to take her small hands in and clean off her face, and was back to her unmessy self once more. Picking back up the pretty flower, Aspen set back onto her adventure. As she glossed over the scenery, there was a sudden chill that breezed through the air. Looking around, Aspen had noticed an altar sticking out behind a tree. She was going to greet the stranger when a loud bang ripped through the air. Afraid, Aspen ran, dropping the flower she'd picked for the mundane rabbit, and hid under a leaf. When all the scary sounds left, Aspen was afraid, so she made a small bed out of the bush, covering up with a leaf as a little blanket. Aspen let out a quiet yawn, as it was now time to sleep. Perhaps tomorrow would be less scary than today, but none of it matters, as dear little Aspen dreamed of her bunny friend. All the wonderful games they'd play when they found each other. Oh, such wonderful games she dreamed up, unaware of the countless dangers watching her, from every corner and shadow waiting for their chance to strike. Patience is not something everyone is born with, thus it must be taught. So have patience. So have a little patience. It can help you make the correct choices and save you from embarrassing mistakes. End of chapter 1. And